Another episode of King's Gridiron Challenge TV. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do our last team preview. Last, but regardless of what Mike and Doug say, not least, we have C Unit. C Unit built a solid team each year, has had some tough luck with getting into the playoffs the last few years. Even though he's had one of the top 3 teams built around that Green Bay Packer offense. So this should be a quick preview and easy. Aaron Rodgers, consensus best quarterback in the NFL by most standards, fantasy football wise and NFL wise. Should be a top 2 to 3 guy. They're going to throw. They're going to, basically rely on Aaron Rodgers for the entire offense. They do have Ed Lacy there to hopefully take off some pressure, but this is going to be an Aaron Rodgers-driven offense there in Packerland. Randall Cobb, wide receiver, going to be their #1 guy this year. May lose some return yards for fantasy football, but should make it up in more catches, more yards, and a few more receiving touchdowns. Randall Cobb, regardless of the rushing, receiving, and the kick returning possibly going down, should still be a top 5 overall wide receiver, I believe, for fantasy football. Matt Forte, this guy's looking scary in the new offense that Chicago's built up there. Art Trestman's done a good job getting him in space, and this guy's got a potential to be a real breakout candidate this year. He can vault himself in the top 3 with his receiving numbers going to jump this year. Marcus Finley, he is the tight end there in Green Bay. He's got all the talent in the world. He's got a great quarterback throwing to him. Let's see if he can put together a solid season this year. If he does, there's no reason he's not another top 5 tight end in the NFL and in fantasy football. Jordy Nelson, this guy just goes deep and catches touchdown passes. What else can you say? This guy's going to have 1,200 to 1,500 yards and 8 to 12 plus touchdowns, even with Cobb, Finley, and everybody else in there. Last in the starting roster for C Unit is James Jones. Again, this guy plays the #3 receiver there, and all he does is get open for touchdowns. Last year, I believe it was the top 20 plus wide receiver as the #3 guy in Green Bay. You have all those guys together, all it's going to equal is points every week, barring a team shutting down that Packer offense, which does not happen too often. Really only has to worry about a bye week, otherwise his offense is set year long. Funny as it happens to be, his backup is basically the Chicago offense. You got Jay Cutler, who loves Brandon Marshall, who'll throw to him 150 times plus this year. He's got another weapon in Jeffries, a new weapon, and Marcellus Bennett, the tight end. Also picked up Marquise Wilson, probably going to be their #3 slot speed receiver there. So he's got his 3 receivers, tight end. He already has Forte. Backup is just going to throw in Chicago's defense, or Chicago's offense, what I was saying. Also, he's got Darren McFadden, another boomer bust guy. I have anybody should know. This guy's either going to be a top 5 in the league, or he's going to miss 10 games. When he's on, he's right up there in conversation of top 5 back production, fantasy points in the NFL. Last few people that C Unit has, Harris Williams should be the #3 wide receiver in Dallas. #3 receivers, you see Lauren Robinson a few years ago, will put up points in that Dallas offense, especially with, you got Des Bryant, Miles Austin, and Jason Witten as the top 3 receiving options. Those guys get guarded. It's going to leave Williams open all day, most likely. That's going to be very interesting to see. Julius Thomas, the tight end there in Denver. This guy's got athleticism to really be a solid player in the NFL. He's got Peyton Manning throwing the ball. They got 3 receivers up there, Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker, and Wes Welker, who would be the top 3 options, but that should leave Julius Thomas open a lot. This guy could put up some numbers just with the minimal balls that he's going to get there from Peyton Manning. And then last, Jonathan Franklin. I had high hopes for this guy. Thought he would really push Ed Lacy for that starting running back position. Has not done so just yet. Maybe he takes a year and a half to acclimate himself to the NFL and becomes a solid guy. Alex Henry is the Philadelphia kicker. Really think this guy's got sneaky fantasy football potential, because I think they're going to have some drive stall there. Chip Kelly's offense. I think they're going to get down into the 30 and 20 yard line of their opponents a lot, but then they're going to stall. We'll see if that actually plays out. But Henry, I think, has got a chance to put up a lot of field goals this year. CU's put up a solid defense. And Barron, the defensive back there in Tampa Bay, young guy, rookie last year, solid player. He's going to rack up a lot of tackles, especially with Sean Golston playing next beside him. Bam Bam Cam Chancellor up there in Seattle. This guy can hit. I'm sure Vernon Davis can tell you guys all about that. If you don't know, go YouTube it. This guy will put up a solid number of tackles. May not get a lot of sacks, interceptions, but he's a solid defensive back to play week in and week out. Cameron Wake, this guy's got top 5 defensive lineman potential. He just rushes the quarterback, gets tackles for loss. It's real solid. Navarro Bowman, this guy's a top 5 linebacker overall, and he's really going to put up numbers up there. Go Alonzo, the rookie linebacker there in Buffalo, is going to put up a lot of numbers on that 3-4 middle linebacker potential. Ziggy Ansah, solid defensive lineman to build on, especially when you have Wake back there backing him up. T.J. McDonald, safety rookie for St. Louis. Once he gets acclimated, he should be able to get a lot of tackles. Now, Seattle runs a lot. 49ers run a lot. 4 games, he's going to get a chance to put up a lot of tackles. Then Arizona probably throws a lot, so a lot of deflections, tackles there as well. He can put up some big numbers. Then you got Bruce Carter, inside linebacker next to Sean Lee in that transition to the 4-3 in Dallas. He's going to play outside. We'll see how he transitions, but this guy's got speed to make sideline to sideline tackles. So Bruce Carter can really put up some points. He can be another sneaky linebacker. That's a solid IDP setup the C unit has. His defenses are Pittsburgh and Tennessee. I think they're going to be right about on average. If Javaris Jones for Pittsburgh can go up there and get some sacks and everything else, it's going to make that defense much better overall. Tennessee, if you look at their numbers, they had a lot of tackles for loss and sacks that I didn't realize last year, so they're a solid defense. They can rotate these guys in and out every week depending on the weaker offense that these defenses go against. Solid team. As Cena has shown in the past, he's probably going to be one of the top 3 scoring teams. We're going to see if he gets better luck this year with his matchups. Honestly, should have been about an 11-2 last year. Made the playoffs. He just had some tough luck. We're going to go ahead and predict with C unit playing Force Hawk twice. He's then got 22s, and then he's got Hawkward 2s. It's 4. We're going to say if he splits with Force Hawk, that's 5-1 in his division. That's a solid start. It all starts with the divisions, in my personal opinion. Then with his games outside the division, he's got a couple of good games outside the division. He plays the Force once, he plays some other tough teams. We're going to go ahead and say he breaks out of his slump and his teams actually don't get the bad luck they've got. And we're going to say 10-3 and a wild card position for C unit. Those games the Force Hawk will decide the Walsh division. He definitely can swap that into an 11-2 or 12-1 season if he gets the right matchups and his guys perform. So this guy's definitely got a shot at his Walsh division, but I believe that he's going to get a wild card spot locked up this year and come back into the playoffs. And once that Green Bay offense is on the field, you can win any and every game. So we could see another C unit deep title run pushing for a second title. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the holiday season. And Monday we're going to have our last video preview. We're going to preview the entire Kings Gridiron Challenge League with all 4 divisions, predicting the 4 division winners, the 4 wild cards, and what possible matchups could be. Then we're going to let the season decide it all. You guys enjoy. Let's be thankful football's back.